Hey traders, Nick here, doing some homework after hours, looking back on the day and see what we did wrong and right. Today we didn't do anything wrong. Today was really good. So on top of the regular, by the way, if you do like this video, give it a like down below. So I do share my thoughts through a chat room, through write-ups first. And for people who can be in the chat room 24/7, they're open. They can go chat. We can chat 24/7. But on top of all of this, I added an extra layer of service, which is sharing my screens live during the day. So I have, 20 charts going at the same time and trying to find positions in and out on intraday that yield results. And today they were outstanding. We played it pretty well, pretty safely, especially the S&P, and I'll show you also Shopify, just to name two. And the S&P was a massive win, and I mean massive win. So if somebody spent $1.50 on a call, it was $9.40 by the time the day was over. It was just a couple of hours, and it wasn't a lot of luck in there. It was so the point of this video is, again, just like the one from yesterday, you can go look it up. Use charts. If you don't, get together with somebody that knows how to use charts, because the door is open for taking money from people who don't use charts. For example, this was during the, by the way, today was what? Wednesday, Fed day, ended, I think the S&P was up 3%, but they were down 0.7% or something like that in the morning. So it wasn't all roses. So the S&P fell. And I literally typed in to the chat room, I said, this is where the market makers can take money away from people, because they were testing what looked like a disaster. But if you had looked left, I wish I had shown it here. That's why I put the support zone, because there were a whole bunch of tails through 413.6. So I expected them to try and poke through stops, force people to capitulate, get out of longs and buy puts, and that's exactly what you don't do. So I added this line, and I said, this is starting to look like an inverse head and shoulders, and if it plays out, it's going to here. Meanwhile, you have to look for the support to hold. If not, there will be descent. So we went long. I didn't nail the bottom. I think I got long here somewhere. So my position went red first, but I knew I had support, so I wasn't timing the market. I just knew that there would be support, and I took a thesis, a long base against the support. So that's a reason to get long and not blind. Or you can wait for the breakout. Either way, you would have made a ton of money. So the stock market ended up way up there. So here's how it unfolded. This was 7:59, so 8 o'clock my time in California. At 6:30 is my time when the market opens. Then, that's the same line. They breached it. So when they breached it, I said, this is not the place where I get long. If I'm not long, I would not get long into this. I said, you get long above that line, or you wait for a dip to get long. Either way, this is the target that I'm looking for. My trigger, but no trigger, no trade, I said, could bring 421. It's right there. Could bring 421. By the way, I had 313 people, I believe, today. That's a record for me. Everybody was having fun. A couple people missed out, and they were upset about it, that they missed out because they had to step away. But that happens. It's not the last time. We did it yesterday. We'll do it again tomorrow. So this is post. If you see that was 9:30. And then post, I added these two. There were a series of other charts I didn't show you. So when they got to here, and then they fell back, I said, this is normal. I said, if I haven't gotten long yet, this is where I do get long, because they're retesting the neckline from which they broke out. It's normal. I said, however, if you do get long now, know that if they lose that, they could come back a little bit lower, which also be okay. I said, so be careful for this. So the yellows are exactly the opposite of the red opportunity. It never played out. Not yet. Hold on. Then they went to the target. All right, so they didn't go to 421 yet. They will by the end of the day. But anyway, so they got to my target. So job done, boom, booked it, and then all hell broke loose. Don't know what happened. I don't remember what happened. Boop, 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 boop. Look at what they went. You saw it, right? When did I draw this? They were already rallying. I drew this. Look at where they went. And then the day ended super green. And I mean like super green. So this is Shopify. What time? 7:44. Around the time this was done. Slightly before that. Let me see if I can back to it. Yep, Shopify. No, that wasn't the first one. Shopify. It was falling. And then I get this harmonic setup. It's a 5-minute chart. As the person that made this tool, this is harmonictrader.com, calls it reactive. So yeah, you can take it if you have corroborating evidence. And I did. The internals were good, and I was going against support. And I said, you have to stop out here somewhere. And then this happened. So that was about an hour later. I drew this line, same chart. I added the line and I added the target. And this is a little better picture of the same one. It got to it. So either which way, that's Shopify 460. So I was already long Shopify, so I didn't need to add a long, but I said, if you're brave, you can trade this because it makes a lot of money, but it loses a lot of money fast. A few people took it. I opted out. I was long via debit call spread from a while back, and it's green, so I just left it. I didn't actively buy a call. They're super expensive. They're illiquid unless you're on top. And I know if I'm doing this with 300 people, I would mess it up. So I didn't participate in Shopify. But I was long SoFi, which did well today. And anyway, if you're not looking at lines or you don't know how to draw lines, join a group that does. We do it all day, every day. If you can't be in the live room, everything you saw here was posted in fact, these screenshots I took from the chat room because it's easier to click on my link in the chat room in order to get here. So I don't have to go copy, paste, and all that. So find somebody that can draw charts for you or help you with that, or learn it yourself. It's not that difficult. It just takes a little bit. Some people have it, some people don't. You can look at a chart and see some things, and you can explain it to somebody, and it will take them a lifetime, and they still don't get it. Well, that's fine. That's why they have somebody to help them out. So I'm not saying get in this particular way or that particular way. I share mine. I say what the target is, and everybody can trade it however they want. In fact, here's the thing. After hours, somebody reported. Who was it? They fell apart. Twilio reported, and it fell apart after hours. Let me see if I can bring you a picture. This is hilarious. So this is a 1-minute chart. This was going into the close, and then market closed, and then they reported earnings. This happened. So this was my guess about the earnings before the market closed. Part of what I do is every day I go through all the open interest, all the volume of all the ones that we care about, and I share my thoughts as to what I think they should do. So my guess on Twilio is I looked at the open interest, I looked at the volume, I said, I think it's going to fall, and if it does, I will catch it. So that was my guess. Tradietics, the tool that I used as a source of data, guessed bearish. It had bearish flow, bearish sentiment. I said, I don't disagree, but I think that it will rally after a dip because I was looking out in time. I looked at their data, and I think they misinterpret their own data, but that's fine. So my goal was to catch the falling knife. And look what happened. So apparently there was a leak or a mistake in the report, or somebody misread something. And look at what happened. This is a great company. So in the open, in after hours, I said, if you guys can trade after hours, I would buy the stock. And it was down here. I hope they did. Because I had to log off because I had a conference call. So if they bought it in the 97, they're going to wake up $30 green. So if they haven't offloaded it yet, look how fast that thing happened. These are minutes. So within 10, 15 minutes, you could have made $20, $30 a share. So if you had confidence as to, I didn't care why it was falling. I did not read the report. All I know is, I know the company. I know the levels it's at. I know what was the number, 90 something. That would bring it back to pandemic panic lows when the world was shut down. A blind buy for me as an investment. So hopefully they did that. 1 minute. So Twilio was an opportunity that came and went within 5-10 minutes. But I literally said it in the chat room, in the live room, not the chat room, in the live room. I said, and then I typed it in the chat room. I said, if I had the ability to buy aftermarket hours shares, I would just buy shares. And I hope they did. All right. Hopefully this was fun. I'll try to do one a day. In hindsight, there are lessons to be learned. In this case, I think the best lesson is to not panic when you feel like it. So everybody complains about the FOMO. You can overcome it so easily if you just force yourself to not capitulate. So when the emotions are high, step out of your own head and try to decide. So these are the lines we were talking about earlier. See, if you just overcome the emotional part, then, or how about this? The lines will help you get over the emotional parts, but you have to have confidence in them. So if you don't yet join a group, you will gain confidence. Everybody in the group is starting to get more comfortable sharing their own trades. And there were a ton of trades today. I couldn't keep up. Anyway, have fun.